Hello everyone. Just wanted to say something real quick. For the longest time now, I have been a huge fan of challenge runs, and I wanted to do one for the longest time now. There's a slight issue though. There have been a lot of them, and the algorithm sucks, and there's probably already a challenge run of the games I wanted to do. However, I haven't seen anyone do a challenge run of this game, Splatoon Raiders. It's been out for a few weeks now, and maybe, just maybe, I can not only be the first one to do this challenge, but also revive my dying channel. So without further ado, can you beat Splatoon Raiders only using your starter weapon? The rules are simple. I must only use my starting weapon. Any other weapon I get must be scrapped. I must be playing on survivalist mode, the hardest difficulty of the game. I must do this by myself, meaning multiplayer is banned. Gadgets and deep cut specials are allowed. With the rules set in place, let's begin the challenge. And don't worry, I don't get sponsors. We watch the opening cutscene, time skip to a month, and we get our hideout base, and then we make our character. Honestly, the hairstyles look more female than male, but I'll do with it. And then, introduce ourselves to Deep Cut. After that, we get thrown into our first tutorial level. And we get our hands on our starting weapon immediately. During the tutorial, you'll meet a Seminid boss. Defeating him makes him drop a new weapon. Thankfully, we can just walk around it. And that concludes the tutorial. There might be a few levels that might be hard on us, but I'm pretty confident we can beat this. Then we found this mysterious machine during the tutorial level, and after a few moments we fixed it. Even though the tutorial did show us that we can select any weapon at any time, it doesn't know it's banned from the challenge, so yeah, we don't equip it. A little later into our first raid, we unlock the ability to use specials. Like I said, these are allowed and are most likely going to help us. And just like that, we beat our first raid. And after that long cutscene, we unlock gadgets. They come in 3 types: speed, power, and tactical. For this challenge run, I'm selecting power. Once we upgrade it for the first time, we unlock the surge ability that increases our damage input. This will be very useful, since our weapon is at level 1. This is where we also get to choose our bot buddy, aka our special. We get to choose between Shiver, Fry, and Big Man. For this challenge run, Big Man seems to be our best pick, simply because he restores all your HP once active and gets instability as long as the special is active. I also forgot to mention that we can level up in this game. We earn EXP through defeating enemies, and once we get enough EXP, we level up. So this is basically a Splatoon JRPG. Speaking of leveling up, this will also increase our damage input, which will be very useful for us. Once we beat our second raid, we unlock trinkets. This will increase our gadget's attack, durability, cooldown, and other stuff. This will be very useful for us for this challenge run. Then we get introduced to these types of levels called descending levels, or chest levels to be precise. Basically, you need to collect enough power eggs to descend floor until you reach the boss floor, which is every 3 floors. However, since this is our introduction, we only have to go through the first floor and then defeat the boss on the second floor. After struggling, we managed to defeat the boss, and then got our treasure, and then cleared the fog. No relation to Persona 4. We then unlock relic powers, basically side effects that can give you buffs, such as power increases. Just like the other 3 I mentioned previously, these will be very useful. We also unlock tank upgrading, aka stat increases. This will increase our damage, health, and the amount of parts we can add into our gadgets. Again, these will be very useful for our journey. We just need skill points in order to increase everything. We can get skill points in 2 different ways. The first is simply leveling up. The second is by the dungeons, where you have to do a specific thing to beat them. Beating them gives you a book that contains 1 skill point, allowing you to upgrade anything you want. Speaking of dungeons, we proceed to unlock our first one by finding a blue crate which contains a compass inside. Every blue crate always has a compass inside, and that same compass leads to a dungeon like these. You bet your ass I will definitely be hunting these blue crates down to find these types of dungeons, and some dungeons give you a weapon that isn't your starting weapon. But I will challenge myself to see if I can't beat those types of dungeons without even using the splatter shot it gives us. Anyways, we beat the first dungeon and gain a skill book. These gives us skill points to upgrade our stats. Yay. We also have these levels called dens, which only contains 1 sub-level and a challenge. This is good for grinding and also getting gems, which can allow you to upgrade weapons and even make stuff on the ship. If it says high danger, that means you need to come back at a later notice. These types of levels are called crystal levels. You basically need enough power eggs to mine the giant crystal egg at the start of the level. You don't need a lot, you only need half of the recommended amount. But if you get the full recommended amount, you get a 2 times bonus, which leads you to extra rewards. Which, yeah, we'll be doing a lot in this challenge run. You can also mine smaller crystals after defeating hordes of enemies. Sometimes they're blue, as in they're normal, and sometimes they're red, which gives you something random happening. Onto our second dungeon, and would you know it, it gives us a splatter shot. We are not going to be using the splatter shot within this dungeon. And that's a clear. Anyways, after increasing our gadget damage, I decided to unlock the ability to craft new gadgets, so we don't have to use our splat hatchet all the time. This will be very useful for the den. After about 3 attempts, we finally complete the den, which unlocks the ability for us to upgrade weapons, which means that our starting weapon can finally be leveled up to level 1, plus 5. Basically level 6. That is, if we had shards for it, we basically need 2,000 to level up. The Water Ring Splatter Shot Jr., aka our starting weapon. Onto the Buried Ruin levels. These have 3 chests on them, and depending on which tank you have, you get that chest dedicated to that specific tank. In order to get all 3 chests, you must play the level 3 times, each time with a different tank. We might do that, but only 2 times with power and speed. We then come face to face with our next boss. After using Big Man, we defeat it without any issues. The rest of the levels are going to be pretty easy for the first part of Splatoon Raiders. Honestly, I'm not sure how to put these in the videos, specifically because the viewer will get bored of me just playing every single level with the starting weapon. However, it is very required for us to get the compass in every single level, simply because they give us a skill point that we need to unlock. After all, grinding isn't going to be the only solution. It's just only half of the solution for obtaining skill points. After clearing the stage I was playing on, we then run into our first problem. Our bombs can only explode if we shoot at them with the splatter shot. However, it's actually possible without using the splatter shot here. You just have to move them in a specific angle because the line between them is a hitbox, meaning they can still hurt other things. Just don't fall off the edge or else you'll get stuck and have to restart the dungeon like I did. After upgrading the ability to wield more trinkets in our tanks, we are able to unlock more upgrades and can hold more relics. Nice. After speaking to Big Man and getting all of the rewards, we can upgrade our starting weapon to level 6. It increased the shots to 57, which isn't much, but I'll take it. We then managed to instantly wipe out an entire den level, leveling up in the process, giving us another skill point. And now we got some real trouble. Turns out this dungeon only gives us a splatter shot. And it's unfortunate. Actually, on second thought, this is just a surfing level. So we don't need the splatter shot. Oh, never mind. There's a section where we need to pop balloons. Yeah, I don't think we should do this one. Let's just go to the den instead. Onto our triple chest level. This one should be easy since we are using the power tank and we have not failed on one of these yet. There's also a missed opportunity to call this the biggest shot, but my friends disagree with me. Anyways, on our second attempt, I managed to defeat it. On my first attempt, I ran out of time. But hey, I leveled up in the process, and I put that skill into weapon damage, so it's all good. Onto the first boss of the game. Unfortunately, we are forced to use Shiver for this one. It's going to be a lot more difficult than it needs to be. At least it doesn't have a timer. The first boss is this weird fish, dragon, dinosaur looking thing that looks really ugly. It looks like an incest baby. It flies around and can shoot out tornadoes and stuff. On our first attempt, I died because I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings and was inevitably killed. On my second attempt, I was nearly close, but I ultimately died by a large tornado since I was on my last life. On my third attempt, I lost all my lives again because I'm playing too risky. However, I did level up, so I immediately put that skill into weapon damage, and I finally defeat the ugly flying dinosaur thing on my fourth attempt. On my final life. My god. And I finally defeated the ugly flying dinosaur thing. These next few levels are going to be very hard, considering that we are literally using the starting weapon of the game. It currently does 84 damage, which isn't a lot, but through leveling up and more skill points, we can possibly increase the damage of our starting weapon. We proceed to pass another dungeon without using the splatter shot they give us, and put those skill points into gadget damage, and after failing a den, we manage to upgrade our power tank. And we get a surge ability. This one allows us to get 20% increase in damage, which is very useful. After a few attempts of this single den, we cleared it and even leveled up in the process. And then we beat the den after that on our first attempt. After getting a compass on a crystal level, we got our next skill point dungeon. It doesn't give us a splatter shot, so we cleared it. And after a few attempts, we managed to clear the crystal level with a 2x bonus. After unlocking the ability to craft parts for our gadgets, I got the Mentor Mist gadget, which is basically splashdown, but as a sub-weapon. Into the chest area we go. It took a few attempts, but we managed to defeat the boss on the third sub-level, claiming our prize and moving on with the challenge. After failing a normal raid, we got our next dungeon that contains a skill point. We have to use this boomerang blade thingy. Hey, at least it doesn't give us a splatter shot, so it's good. We managed to clear the raid level for our second attempt. Same applies to the den level, and because of that, we managed to finally get our most useful function of the ship yet. The ability to scrap weapons that isn't our starting weapon. Now every time we get a weapon that isn't our starting weapon, we can scrap it immediately and get more gems for more parts and upgrades. Nice. After clearing a level in one attempt, we unlock another dungeon to give us a skill point to increase our weapon damage. This one is the splashdown sub I talked about before, and like the previous one, it doesn't give us a splatter shot, so we're good. We managed to clear with ease. We managed to find a compass, but we failed the crystal level, unfortunately. However, this dungeon doesn't give us a splatter shot, so it's clearable. I decided to upgrade my health just in case, considering that we have very low HP, and we could get easily splatted if we're not careful. You know what, I think like the commentary dubbing over the gameplay might not be good enough. Because like if a streamer like reacts to this, they're gonna get bored out of their minds, so let me tell you the story how I became a little shit in elementary school. So I was like, I think around like 6, 7, there was these door prevention things where they prevent children from like opening them easily. Somehow they were not me-proof. So before the teacher even noticed, I managed to open the door and ran. And I ran to the backyard. Not backyard, sorry, the playground. I was a little shit back then. I hated. I got to the playground. There was this guy chasing me. I think he was a bald dude. Respect the bald people. He chased me to like where there was like this soccer field looking thing. And like 7-year-old me did not know how to climb a fence. So I eventually was picked up, brought back to the school, and brought back to the classroom. Okay, so moral of this story, learn how to climb fences before trying to plan an escape for school. Don't tell your teacher I said this. I don't want a lawsuit. I don't even know how to handle lawsuits. I'm only 19. Sure, I'm a high school graduate, but like, I'm autistic as hell. Anyways, do you guys know about the day where I was homeschooled? I was homeschooled for like 3 years since 2019. It was paradise. Like, I just survived getting bullied from like middle school. So like, I didn't want to deal with like the same shit as I did last year. So I just inevitably like just asked my mom to homeschool me. She did. I didn't know how long I wanted her to homeschool me. But it ended up being 3 years. A, due to bullying, B, due to COVID. I played a lot of games that I never thought I actually enjoyed. I played Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's a masterpiece. Should have won Game of the Year. Splatoon 3, pre-order that. I played Goldie! Die, goldfish, die. Look at all those rewards! There's so many! Hi, Berry Crepe. Thank you for unpausing the video if you did, or just hanging out. You're my favorite Twitch streamer, so yeah. Don't tell commentary poll I put this in. Don't tell editing voice recording poll I set this in the recording. He'll mute me. You have to free me! After doing that yapception, I managed to clear the crystal level, and went into our next den right after we scrapped some weapons. After dealing with the slam down salmonids, we then went to our next sub-layer level. On this one, we are faced against some pretty rough and harsh enemies. They are even calling me names. I feel offended. On our second attempt, I lost 2 of my lives, and my third one, on the second sub-level. We only managed to beat it on our third attempt. God, that was close. I decided to change tanks to speed tank because in order to max out our power tank, we need to get 30,000 power eggs in order to max out the power tank. Hence, I got our jump gadget, which allows us to jump in the air for a higher distance. The speed tank also comes with its own version of splashdown, but it's more of an escape attempt or an ambush attempt rather than an attack. We then got our Grimp. Look at us, the most gayest Octoling in Splatoon. After that funny interaction, we then proceeded to enter our next den and we made it sure we cleared it fast. And then we got another den after that. I hope I made everyone anxious. After speedrunning a raid level, we got access to another compass, leading us to another dungeon for a skill point. We also leveled up on the way here, so we get 2 skill points for the price of 1. Just like the previous one, this one does not contain a splatter shot. It is kind of annoying though. Nonetheless, we cleared it, getting us another skill point in our pockets. For this boss, we are forced to use Fry. While I was going over the script, I forgot to mention that each D-Cut member gives out a special ability. Shiver rides her shark and kills enemies in our path. Big Man allows us to ride him. Summon smells manta rays while also getting invincibility and our HP recovered. Fry will summon eels and will use them as bombs to destroy nearby enemies. Our next boss, and the second boss of the game, is Thomas the fucking Tank Engine Fish Edition. You have seen the first boss and how little damage we're doing. That's because our starting weapon doesn't do a lot of damage. This boss will shoot mini carts at us. You can damage him by making him run into them during his speed attack or shooting them back at them. This will deal more damage than our weapon. Once he gets angry, he'll start to enclose us in an Ouroboros state, meaning you have to kill boss Seminids in order to power up the drill and fire it at him. He'll also start shooting lasers, which will hurt more than how your mama smacked your ass. It will also speed up its speed up attack, or its train attack, so be careful. Just repeat the process until it goes down, which, thankfully, is much easier than the first boss. Probably because I paid more attention and I wasn't recording at 4 in the morning. Just keep firing at it and you'll be able to knock it down. After clearing the level, we get these blue compasses. Basically, you have to move in the direction. If you move in the right direction, the entire compass will fill blue, and you have to do that until it lights up and you find the dungeon. This is my least favorite compass. The dungeon doesn't give us a splatter shot, so it's clearable. We proceeded to enter another den. On our first attempt, we kind of died twice, which makes us lose time. Plus, I was getting ambushed by enemies. On our second attempt, we ran out of time. You're starting to see the issues in this challenge. Our starter weapon is level 1 plus 5, so it's actually the weakest performing weapon. On our third attempt, also failed by running out of time. We did level up in the process, and that went to gadget damage. It wasn't until our fourth attempt where we actually managed to beat the den. On to our first ice level. This is also where we meet our worst enemy to date, the extra crispy Flyflist. Instead of the original where it just shoots Tenta-missiles at us, it sends ink strikes in our direction. After finding the compass and surviving what hell looks like, we found our next dungeon, and it appears it's not giving us a gadget, nor a splatter shot, which is both good and bad. After running for our lives, we managed to get our skill point. Yeah, you can immediately tell since it's not giving us a splatter shot or a gadget, it was very clear to beat it. Off to our next den. This seems to be filled with big shots. We managed to beat it on our first attempt because the only attack method is by slamming onto the ground to make an attack wave. It's completely avoidable if you're in the air. After finding the compass and clearing a crystal level with a 2x bonus, and scrapping unwanted weapons and making sure that our jump ability has the ability to freeze more foes, we finally be able to power our power tank again to Ultra, developing a new part for developing new parts for our very helpful gadget. We proceed to enter our next skill point dungeon. Just like the previous one, it doesn't give us a splatter shot, instead it gives us a bucket. And this makes us stop at a specific section where we have to pop balloons. I tried to skip, but it's impossible considering the developers literally put in a visible wall, meaning you have to use the bucket. We're not clearing this one. On to the treasure level. On our first attempt, we failed simply because I was starting to get used to the speed kit again. Okay, voice recording here. This took, I believe, 9 attempts to beat. It was that difficult. So instead of rumbling and hurting my voice more, I'm just gonna save myself the pleasure and said, it took 9 attempts to beat it. It took 9 attempts to beat it. To take our minds off that suffering fest, we decided to enter a den. This one is where the fish sticks are at. Hi, this is voice recording P9. This den with the fish sticks took about 5 attempts onto a raid level. I like this grind wheeling one, but after we found its compass, we leveled up and beat the level in 1 attempt. Putting that skill point into gadget damage and finding the dungeon, we decided to enter the dungeon that gives us a splatter shot. However, it gives us a Spider-Man-like gadget, which, not going to lie, we can entirely do this without needing to use the splatter shot within the first place. Onwards to our next den, and what would you look at that? We cleared it on our first attempt, easier than the fish sticks. After clearing another raid level, we got another compass for another dungeon for a skill point. Unfortunately, this one just gives us a splatter shot. However, this one's a maze, where you're just being chased down by the eels. I'm sure if we just walk, we might be able to outrun them. And just like that, we managed to beat this one dungeon without using the splatter shot they give us. We then proceed to do the same, find a compass and clear the level to find the dungeon. This one doesn't give us a splatter shot, which is already clearable by itself. We then proceed to enter our next den. Even though we look like we are struggling, we managed to clear it in 1 attempt. Just like the 2 dungeons, we found a compass, complete the level, and on our first try, leveled up. On the way there, enter the skill point into weapon damage, found the dungeon, and proceed to enter it. This one doesn't give us a splatter shot like a few of them. And yes, it's clearable. It does give us a Beyblade, which is fun though. After we found a compass and cleared another crystal level, we proceed to hunt down the dungeon like the previous one. It doesn't give us a splatter shot, but like the splat hash it can be really annoying, but not impossible. Just kinda frustrating. Okay, I'm surprised I did that in the first try. And hey, we actually managed to get past the triple chest level on our first attempt. Off to our next den area, we managed to clear it with only 11 seconds on the clock. Anyway, we managed to clear another crystal level and also finding its compass and its dungeon. This dungeon, like the previous dungeons, doesn't necessarily give us a splatter shot. It's already clearable by ourselves. After clearing the dungeon, we proceed to enter our den. After clearing the dungeon, we proceed to enter a den. Thankfully, we managed to clear it on our first attempt. And after about 4 attempts, we cleared the crystal level and then found the compass toward the next dungeon for our skill point. This dungeon gives us a splatter shot. I'm hopeful we can beat it without using it and only using the gadgets provided.
2,000 years later.
After several attempts, we passed it. My lord. We proceed to finish up the treasure raid, and it's most likely going to be the final compass that we can get in the. And just like the previous one, it gives us a splatter shot, but let's see if we can beat it without using it, since it's not the starting weapon.
2,000 years later.
Update. It's possible to beat this one dungeon without the splatter shot, but you will literally lose years off your life after our final den. Or not. This den is where you have to kill a small fry, but it sponges up a lot of damage, so we have to take this another time. Time for the possible final buried ruins level, and well, that was easy. On to our third boss of the game. Oh, it's just a fat little baby. Look at him, he's so but it's a ball! He mainly attacks with his big spiky hammer, which is a problem considering that our weapon is level 1 plus 5. Thankfully, we were able to use our splat hatchet and deal more damage. After taking a quarter damage, it starts shooting a laser at us. Make sure you build enough power eggs and then press X once it's full to drill at it, and then you have to use your special ready to deplete the enemy's health. Do this, you'll be able to defeat the boss. Do this, and you'll be able to defeat. Normally, I would skip these cutscenes to speed up the time, but I'm gonna leave you guys with this cutscene here. Beautiful. We then see a golden nugget from Pokemon, but it descends into the earth. We then proceed to try and get the large golden egg. This level ain't hard, but the enemies are hard to kill. Now this segment is the one I'm fearing the most. We have to descend 20 floors down, dealing with enemies for 19 sublevels, and reach the final boss within the 20th sublevel. Remind you, our weapon deals little damage, so it's going to take forever for us to get past the first section of the 20 sub-floor levels. It's going to take a dozen tries just to get past this. We are very under level for this too, by the way, and plus we can't get those 2 dungeons cleared because they forced us to use weapons that isn't our starting weapon, so we're basically stuck here until we eventually get lucky or strong, whichever one comes first. After a few attempts, we managed to clear the first section, the upper section. Next is the middle section. This is a lot more harder than it looks, During one of our failed attempts, we got a 5-star weapon that is kind of like our starting weapon, except it's 5-star and it's a higher level than us, but it's not the weapon we have started with. So we scrapped it, and after painfully long attempts, we managed to clear the middle section. Now onto the lower section, where we have to descend 9 floors. I managed to level up on my first failed attempt, and I believe on our third attempt, we managed to clear it on the lower section. This is the final boss of the game. We quickly checked our stats and entered the final level. We approached the giant egg. Let's try to make an omelet. We watched the cutscene where Big Man tried to drill into the egg, and he was sent flying. We then jump on a surfboard, and it gives us a weapon that isn't our starting weapon, just like the dungeons. We're gonna have to beat this without using it. It will throw rocks and pointy sticks at us, heading in our direction. There will be many obstacles we're gonna have to face,
but it feels possible to beat this section without using the splatter shot they gave us, since it's not our starting weapon. You have to survive until you reach 0 meters, otherwise you will have to redo the entire section again.
Thankfully, we managed to survive and get access to another cutscene where Big Man becomes a big hero and saves us.
That is...
This is the final boss of the game. How it works is we need to collect power eggs as soon as they drop, within 90 seconds of the time limit. And we need to do this a total of 3 times. Run out of time and the world is over. We managed to clear the first one and the second one and the third one, but they're charging it for a 4th one, which might be the end of the world as we know it. However, we need to reach our hideout ship and use the crane to throw our drill machine at the upcoming boss's Booyah Bomb. And it works! For a moment. It pulls a domain expansion and proceeds to turn its head into a drill, making a tornado. This was its plan B, to drill a hole within the earth. However, we have the power of eels and a shark. This is it. Drill versus drill. Showdown of drills. We have to rotate the L stick as fast as we can to beat the boss.
Drill versus drill. Showdown of the drill. We have to rotate the L stick as fast as we can to beat the boss. So we did just
And so we did that, and proceed to drill a hole within the boss's face. And to answer the question from the start of the video, yes, it is possible to beat Splatoon Raiders with only your starting weapon. This video was a journey. Throughout the hardships, the struggling, and the boredom, I still can't believe that it was this possible to beat Splatoon Raiders with the starting weapon. And this is my first ever challenge run too, so if you guys want more challenge run videos, hit me up. Also, my thoughts about Splatoon Raiders is that it's really fun and addictive. I think this might be my top contender for best shooting game of the year, best adventure game of the year possibly. And honestly, this game is really fun. I really recommend it. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know what type of challenge runs you want me to do in the comments below, if I can possibly do them and not try to rush them, like, and honestly, this challenge took years of my life. I'm gonna struggle editing with this. Anyways, thanks for watching.